Microsoft continued to self-promote and hit that reset button on the generation and kind of try to make people forget all about the launch of the original Xbox One. And they're talking up the Xbox One X. We're getting new information all the time, and this video has some pretty interesting stuff. Microsoft is on the offensive, and I like it. Hey, what's up everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. So the Xbox One X has a very impressive specs and was built actually on feedback from developers who were actually working, and they're working on games on the Xbox One. And they did an interview, and Albert Pinello, and he's been in the news a lot lately, said rather than just deciding on the specs they wanted, Microsoft actually worked towards the specs based on the feedback they were receiving from the developers. So in that essence, the system was ultimately tailored around the games that would be made for it in the future. And this is what Albert Pinello had to say. We actually have a really great technology team that works with developers. And what's really interesting and unique about this console is that the specs were a result of working with software. It wasn't just us saying, this is the numbers we want to hit. We actually profiled existing code, and we said if we want to hit 4K on existing engines, this is what we need to take. So Pinello went on to speak about like Forza Motorsport, Turn 10. They actually had a lot of input on this, and he says what Turn 10 is able to do is they're able to come in and they're able to prototype because they have this great engine on PC, because they create their assets in such high resolution. That's what really gave us the confidence that those specs are what it takes to deliver on the promises that we're making to customers. Pinello was then asked if Microsoft gave much thought to future-proofing the console, to which he said that once again, as a result of listening to the feedback they have received from developers, that was exactly what they did. Going as far as adding an extra gig of RAM in the console, more is always better, he said. And when the question of future-proofing was posed to him, in fact, we generally just gave a gig of RAM back to developers. We were originally going to do 8 gigs for developers, and to your point, we were getting feedback that was like, in a year or two, that extra gig of RAM is really going to help us out. So we were like, great, we'll extend that. We give more memory to games on Xbox One X than any other system has in total, he continued. That's including the operating system and all of the other features. And that was one of the cases what we worked with developers to ask what they need. And I think we are in the middle of a generation. And that's what's great about consoles. One platform. I keep turning the needle. I keep finding efficiencies. And by using a similar architecture between Xbox One S and Xbox One X, all those refinements work. So we think with both of these consoles, the work that you put in this one will make Xbox One S games better and vice versa. So we think there's a lot of longevity left in both consoles, as he finished up this interview. So basically, he's saying the thing that people probably didn't want to hear, which is that the Xbox One X is actually completely future-proofed, and I think that that is huge, and that is going to be something that we're going to hear a lot more of in the future as we continue on down this generation. I actually think this generation is going to last quite a long time when it comes down to being able to extend it like the last generation. Mid-generation refreshes would have helped last generation tremendously, because we did get sort of like slims and stuff, but nothing with a little bit more power. I think if we would have got something with a little bit more power, people wouldn't have been so burnt out on last generation. So when we look forward to this generation, I think we're going to last 7-8 years easy, because you had the mid-gen refreshes, and that's going to keep people more interested. Those that want to upgrade will, and those that don't, you're still going to have a great experience with the other ones. And he's even pointing out that the experience on the S is improved due to the experience on the X and kind of the way that they developed for that. So this is huge news, and I will definitely post a link in the description so you guys can read this interview for yourself. It's quite fascinating, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Hopefully you guys will too. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it. Remember to have a fantastic day. Hit that like and subscribe button if you wouldn't mind. It helps out my channel tremendously. Thanks for watching. Crapgamer out.